In the opening scene, we are introduced to a real estate developer, Dodge Titan, who has gone bankrupt and is currently struggling for money. It turns out the main cause of his financial troubles is a bad investment that he made by purchasing a rundown high rise office building called the Carrington, which he hasn't been able to sell now. He is also unable to attract any tenants because the building still needs much construction and renovation. In addition to Dodge's problem, his wife Val is pregnant with their first child. But fortunately, Val is very supportive towards him and always encourages him to be optimistic. Apart from all of this, Dodge frequently experiences painful headaches for which he has been taking medicine one day. He visits a company called Tyro Fund in hopes of getting a loan there. He meets the company CEO Miles Sears, who seems to be well aware of his predicament. Miles agrees to help him and offers a deal participate in a hunting game, but he has to be prey damn Miles. I'll help you if I can eat you, Dodge promptly refuses the offer, but he changes his mind when Miles mentions its rewards in millions of dollars. Miles then explains the Dodge will be hunted by 5 hunters for 24 hours every hour he survives. He will have a certain amount of money wired to his bank account from an untraceable offshore account. The hourly rate increases every time he reaches a certain level, and at the end of the game, he'll have $24.5 million. However, Dodge won't know what these hunters look like, as they can be any race, or gender. Miles further tells him about the rules. Dodge cannot stop or pause the game once it starts. He cannot tell anyone about it, and he cannot leave the city if he breaks any of these rules. The game will never end until he dies. Dodge is clearly hesitant, but Miles convinces him by saying that he can make his family financially secure even if he dies in the game. The scene then cuts to a few days earlier, and we see Dodge jogging in the morning. Here we learned that he is also a former athlete and a record breaker at the University of Michigan. After completing morning exercise, he returns home and starts preparing breakfast for his wife. Amidst this, he notices several late bills that are yet to be paid later that evening. The couple goes out to a bar owned by Dodge's best friend, a Luger, owning a bar with a name that disgusting is true success. Through their conversation, we learned that Luger had also lent him $50,000 for his investment, but he's allowing Dodge to return it back only after overcoming the financial struggle one morning. Dodge is on his way to work when he suddenly suffers another excruciating headache, causing him to collapse on the road. He's rushed to the hospital, where Val soon joins him. Shortly after, the two doctors deliver tragic news: Dodge has terminal brain cancer, and his tumor is inoperable. The news devastates the couple, but Val still urges him to seek treatment from renowned hospitals. However, Dodge reveals that he has already liquidated his insurance policy to cover some expenses, leaving Val in tears. Just before they leave the hospital, a nurse hands Dodge a business card for Tyro Fund, claiming that the company supposedly helps those people with terminal illnesses by hunting them down and gobbling them up back in the present. Dodge thinks for a while and ultimately decides to play the most dangerous game that evening. He lies to his wife that he has closed a great deal with an investor, Jerry Pierce, and the money will come in soon. Early the next morning, he leaves home under the guise of going for a jog, but instead meets Miles at a restaurant. Miles informs him that the game begins at sunrise at 6:46 a.m., and before that, he takes all of Dodge's belongings, including his wallet, virginity, and phone. He does allow him to keep his medications as well as his child's ultrasound. Following this, Miles hands him a new phone, which he can use to check his bank balance. Moreover, the phone will also send his current location to the hunters for 15 seconds every hour as soon as the clock ticks to 6:46. The game begins, and Dodge starts running through the streets, trying not to get killed. He soon boards a bus, but a man also gets in right after him, suspecting him to be a hunter. Dodge hastily gets off the bus and continues running. On the other hand, Val notices $50,000 being deposited in her husband's account. She tries calling him, but to no avail. Meanwhile, Dodge notices a car tailing him, so he hastily enters a mall, sensing an imminent threat. He gets into an elevator to escape S to the upper floors. As he walks through the corridors, he comes across his first hunter, Nixon.